for the serious gamer.
Hello, NextGenTactics.com. I am geirbiscohn, and I have another mag video for all of y'all. This time we're playing Domination, and I'm attacking SVER, and it's pretty awesome. So, for those of you who don't know a whole lot about mag, or those of you who, maybe not so much anymore, but I know in the beginning a lot of people were just straight up confused about what to do in Domination and even in Acquisition. Just the fact that that mag is just a big game, and people seem to be running around like crazy, not knowing what they're doing. And since Next Gen Tactics is about tactics and knowing what to do, where to go, and how to do it, I'm going to give you guys a little overview of Domination real quick. Basically, the point of Domination is to damage the enemy facility. There's objectives that you need to hold in order to do that. It's a fuel facility, so the story mode, the storyline goes that you're damaging their fuel facility by overloading their fuel pumps. And the way you do that is by unlocking the letters, the lettered objectives, and holding on to them. But in order to get to the letters, you've got to go through a line of bunkers, air defense, mortar batteries, sensor arrays, and various towers. The first set of towers you need to unlock or you need to take are the burn-off towers. Now, one thing that I noticed that a lot of people do in Domination, and this is kind of the point of this video, you can see here, I'm not even at the burn-off tower. Granted, our team does have it captured at the moment, but I'm not even there. My squad, we're not even there. What we're doing is we're taking out the bunkers first, and that is extremely important. You need to take out the bunkers first, because the bunkers are the forward spawn of the enemy. If they've got the bunkers up with their turret guns going, turret guns blazing on top of those bunkers, you're not going to get very far, especially on SVER's map. This is a difficult map to attack. A lot of people complain about it being, unbalanced or overpowered, and it's difficult to attack, yes, but with a good group, you can knock it right down. I mean, basically, what you want to do is you want to pick a side. You want to get your entire platoon to pick a side, whether it be the left or the right, and you want to slam one side. Go right for the bunker. You saw earlier I had my APC. We had our APC parked in a point where we could spawn in it and quickly get to the the bunkers. You want to slam one side with everything you've got, because 32 or even 16 versus 8, 32 versus 8, when they've got their 8 guys out of that one bunker, they're just not going to be able to hold their bunker, and it will go down. And then you move to the next bunker. Then you move to the air defense, because that's in between the two sets of bunkers, the two kind of separate sides. And then you just sweep right across and take out their front lines. It's really, really simple. So you do that, and then usually, if you've got a couple squads doing that, the burn-off towers will already have been taken by the randoms, the random players in the squad who just think they have to go right towards those towers. And if not, if you've got a platoon that's cooperating really well and working together, you'll have no problem once you clear out the bunkers to go back and get those towers. Which then, once you have to take each burn-off tower at the same time as the other one, and you will unlock the cooling towers. That's the same concept. You need to take the cooling towers at the same time as the other one, and then you'll unlock the lettered objectives. So basically, once the front lines fall, it's really simple to hold the cooling towers. They're kind of more a nuisance than anything. You just have to get in there and grab them. But what can be really effective is while you've got a few guys holding the cooling tower, you can take out the mortar battery. The mortar battery basically allows them to drop airstrikes or drop mortar barrages and mortar strikes on your guys. And if you take that out, you no longer can do that. Another thing to remember, once you take out their AAA battery, their anti-air defense, you will either be parachuting in or spawning out of helicopters as your forward spawn, along with those squads that are in the APCs. You'll still have those as a forward spawn too. But what's even better about getting down the AAA, you want to make sure you get that down as soon as you can, while you're taking the front lines out, is that you can drop the squad leaders and platoon leaders will be able to drop strafing runs, cluster bombs, and various other airstrikes. which is really effective. What you want to do is you want to drop them right on the spawn building of the enemy, and you will just take them out by the dozens. And right here, look at this. We got some snipers. And when you're attacking, especially in Domination, sniping is next to useless. Just so you guys know. Don't bother. It's just not effective. You know, you can't be locking down an objective while you're 100 meters out, scoped in. It just doesn't work that way. So now that we've unlocked the letters, what you got to do is you got to push your squad in there. You've got to capture it, and you've got to hold on to it. The best way to hold on to it is going to be just by loading up the room with your squad. You know, numbers. This is a numbers game. Whoever's got the most numbers is going to be successful. So you want to push your guys in there. You want to keep each other revived, and you want to cut them off right at the entrances here. You'll see I'm using my grenade launcher. It's really effective for taking out groups of enemies as they come in the doorways. And you just want to. That's all you want to do, really. That's the name of the game, is keeping everybody alive and killing the enemy before they get into the objective to take it back. It's really as simple as that. So you can see that that's just exactly what I'm doing, is I'm shooting enemies as they come in the doorway. And you can see how much XP you'll get by doing this too. You know, if you were paying attention earlier when I was taking out bunkers that were fraggoed and taking out various objectives, you get tons of XP for staying in the fraggoed area, for listening to your squad leader, and for, you know, doing the objective that is highlighted. Granted, there will be times when the squad leader isn't communicating or whatever, and he's not fraggoing the objectives he should be fraggoing. In which case, you just kind of have to move on. Or if you can, I mean, if you have a squad leader that's not communicating and he's not really being a good leader, you know, you can always do the vote to kick. You know, but if you're gonna vote to kick, be sure you have a microphone and be sure you're communicating with your squad, telling them exactly what you're doing and why. I can't tell you how many times I've been squad leader and just had a random vote pop up on me. It's really stupid when it happens, but it's not the best system, and it can be abused. But if it's used properly, it can be used effectively. So so you can see when I parachute in, I either go to the left side and work my way around, or this tunnel right here is another good way to go up. But there's usually a guy covering it, so you want to be careful. And then once you get up there, again, you just want to hold the objective and kill as many of the enemy as you can. Keep them out and keep your team healed. That's really, I really can't stress enough how important that is, keeping each other healed and revived. Everyone wants to have a resuscitation kit, a med kit with resuscitation. Although the latest patch has changed it so that if you only have a half res, so you're only reviving people to 50% health, you will only get 5 points, and then you'll get your 5 extra fraggo points if you're in the bonus zone. But you really want to spend those extra 5 skill points and get the improved resuscitation, because it's no good to heal somebody to half health and have them just die right away. You know, that's no good. You don't want to do that to them. You don't want to hand them another death. And it really does help the team, and now it helps yourself to get the full revive. So that's, you know, I'm pretty happy that Zipper decided to do that, because it really does encourage now. It really encourages people to spend those 5 skill points and get the improved resuscitation. So basically, that's Domination, guys. But I can't stress enough also just the fact that when you first start in a game if you're on attack, you really want to go for the bunkers. You really don't want to go for the towers right away, the burn-off towers. I mean, if they've got forward spawns, and especially on SVER's map, their turrets can cover pretty much, their bunker turrets can cover each other fairly well, and you don't want to allow that to happen. So you want to get in there with your rocket launchers and with your grenade launchers, and you want to just take out those turrets. First thing you want to do is take out those turrets. And then once the turrets are down, you can move your guys in to plant on the bunker. And again, you want to stay as a group. This game is all about numbers. Whoever's got the most numbers is probably going to be successful, just because, I mean, there are some guys that are really good shooters, really good players that can take out multiple enemies, but when you've got just simply a higher volume of you know, your team overpowering the other team, you're probably going to do better. But here it is, guys. Look at that. We didn't even win. All that, and we didn't win. Just goes to show you that it's all about teamwork, and if the other platoons aren't doing their job, then you're not going to win. But that was a really close game. I felt, I was happy with that game. I did my job. I feel I did my job in that game. Our squad, our platoon did its job. We held our letters for quite a while, and that's just MAG. I mean, if you can't be frustrated if it doesn't go your way, you just got to know that you did your job, and if you do your job, you'll probably have a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what you see. geirbiscohn on YouTube. Thanks a lot.